yes, fully understandable, but they may be useful for your upcoming written report. The written report talking about the business plan, which account for 40%. And that's why all my lecture notes are aimed to help you do a better job in future. No matter what, you can always consult me in case you are confusing with the concept. That's why before the detailed lecture, the boring lecture, I try to give some briefing to help you understand. All right. Um, Similar to what I said in the previous week, chapter 3, 4, 5 are important chapter for your business plan. You need to incorporate a lot of the concept, and we are still in chapter 5 in the second half. All right, and then later on I will show the connection between the three chapters, so that you understand what are the interrelationship. When you read your lecture notes, you can organize yourself in a more systematic way. Okay. All right. As far as chapter 5 is concerned, if you cannot see the PDF, let me know. All right. So if you see the PDF, on the left hand side, we have industry analysis, and which account for 80% of these lecture notes. And then remaining 20% of the PowerPoint slide talk about another analysis, which is competitive analysis. And just now, you heard the presentation talking about Warby Parker. The first question is about environmental trend and business trend. All right, so the positive and negative impact for and against. And last week, we have covered burns. Burns, we are talking about new entrants of competitor and one. And then the second one, which is about the existing competition. Okay. And also the threats of substitute. It means that you may have a lot of replacement, something that can replace your product. They might not be the same, but they can be replaced. All right. So these somehow are about competition. And D and E, the S and B is buyer and supplier. What about their bargaining power? So it make up burns, which is buyer B, existing competition E, and then replacement R, and the new entrance N, supplier S, burns. Okay. So after this, I will continue with few PowerPoint slides talking about different types of industry, because the topic here is industry analysis. Okay, so we will cover 5 types. The 5 types of industry is not ABC, but not ABC, but DEFGM. Okay, so this is what I will start talking about in the next few minutes. And after this, we go to the second half of the lecture notes, talking about the competitive analysis. So you can see from this summary note, I hope it makes you clear, because in the upcoming written report at the end of semester, you need to incorporate all this terminology to tell me you learn something about burns. You also learn something about DIF. What is DIF? We are talking about competitor. So competitor, we have direct, indirect, and future competitor. Okay, so maybe I will try to make a little bit interactive. I hope you can help me to make the class not that boring. If I am McDonald, okay, can you tell me I am a McDonald operator, Kim Gong Moon, all right? And then who will be my direct competitor, to see how you can work that out? Anybody can help me? If I am the CEO of McDonald's, I want to analyze who are my competitor. And anybody can tell me who are the direct competitor of McDonald's? I am selling burger. Okay, yes, this is what I expect. A lot of people say KFC, okay? And then I will talk about that, yes. And other person said Moss Burger, true. And also Burger King, yes, I love this answer, okay? Moss, and then Burger King. So they are direct competitor. talking about Mos Burger, the Japanese one, and also American one, Burger King. Okay, and then people say KFC. So my answer, my suggestion is that in the past, KFC supposed to be indirect. Okay, in the past. Why? McDonald's, they focus on selling burger, okay, beef, Big Mac, and then pork, sausage McMuffin, 豬柳蛋漢堡巨無霸 filet o fish, burger. And in the past, KFC mainly on fried chicken, but in recent years, they have some sort of changes. And while KFC suppose Kentucky fried chicken, they based on fried chicken, but in recent year, they introduced in their menu a lot of chicken burger. Okay, so it somehow moved from indirect to direct because not only fried chicken, they are not equal to burger, but similar. That's why indirect. And even worse, KFC try to get more, apart from the fried chicken, they get more burger, different types of burger, okay? You know, a chicken burger, blah, blah, blah. And even worse, you can see that in the last half a year, McDonald's also got a barbecue, barbecue chicken wings. And then they developed their menu with more fried chicken, okay, chicken wings, chicken dude. And that's why KFC get more burger, McDonald's get more fried chicken, and that's why a KFC moved from indirect to direct competitor, something like this. Okay, and of course, there may be some future competitor. You never know. You know, in the past, mainly Burger King, Moss, and then Shake Shack, and you know, Triple O. A lot of operator from overseas. Even is that the Jollibee Fire Fong? Anybody tried that? Is it called Jollibee Fire Fong or something like this? Anybody tried that before? Are they good or are they cheap? I never tried this. Right, another new branch changed fast food store, also burger, things like that. Okay, so yes, you might never know there will be something coming up. So why I mentioned that? Because when we talk about DIF, direct, indirect, and future competitor, and then it related to direct competitor, which is the existing competition, and then indirect, which is something similar, okay? And that's why they can be substitute. For example, if I planned to spend $50 for my dinner, of course, I cannot go to a 6-star hotel. I can eat some other so-called junk food, which is relatively cheap, rather than a 600 buffet dinner, right? And then people might even say indirect competitor, 淡仔米線、三哥米線、淡仔 can also be indirect because, okay, I want to fill my stomach. I want to have a quick dinner rather than KFC, rather than Burger, McDonald's. I may go to eat 淡仔米線, which is $40, $50, blah, 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 right? And also future competitor, which is the new entrance. So they are very interrelated. Okay, so this is my pre-lecture briefing so that later on, after we finish talking about the 5 types industry, we will go to the DIF. The DIF concept-wise is similar to RNE, okay? NER, new competitor, existing competitor, and also potential of replacement, substitute, indirect, okay? And also at the same time, let me stop sharing this and show you the overall concept. Hold on. Let me get my file first. Okay. Close or tab. And here is the one. Let me see if I can get it. All right. Okay. And now here is another summary note. You can see from here just the overall conceptual one. All right. So in chapter 3, we learn about PITOF. In chapter 4, we learn about SORF, SORF. in chapter 5, we will learn about competitor, DIF, and then we learn about BERNS. Okay, so later on, when you start doing your business plan, you need to have some revision because you need to apply terminology inside your written report. And then when we talk about PTOF, product, industry, target market, organization, and finance, and you can see, yes, when we talk about P, product, which is we have here also product. So this is the linkage between chapter 3 and chapter 4. And then I, industry, obviously, we are talking about industry here. When we talk about T, target market, this is also one of the items in chapter 4, talking about target market. And then we're talking about organization. We have two different types of resources, financial and non-financial resources, human resources. So they are very interrelated. And of course, in PTOF, the F refer to financial. And then SORF, the F also refer to financial. So these are the interconnection among all these, okay? And chapter 3, 4, and 5 is the important part, or are the important part for your business plan. And later on, after I finish chapter 5, before I start chapter 6, I will show you another concept map so that you can have a better understanding the flow of the lecture notes, the logic, teaching chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are interrelated and also in a logical sense. Okay. And now let me go to my lecture notes, which we cover most of them last week already. And hold on. Okay, share screen. Okay, so if you cannot see the PowerPoint slide, let me know. Okay, so I'm now showing the PowerPoint slide. Okay, so let me recall what we cover, and then so that we can move on. In the last lecture, we have covered talking something about the definition, the purpose of industry analysis. Okay, and then we have also covered Burns here. Okay, actually, because of this problem, I try to use, bring along my own mouse, bring along my own mouse pad to try whether it works or not, but unsuccessful. At the beginning, I thought that, each and every time I write, they have some strange effect. I thought this is some problem with the the mouse, and then I bring my own mouse to try it, but it still doesn't work. Sorry about that, because it looks really ugly, terrible for this, all right, which I think will affect my performance as a lecturer, but so sad, nothing we can do. All right, so after we finish talking about this is what we cover. So now I will go to the last two parts, which, the remaining 30% of the PowerPoint slide. Item number 4, which we talk about the 5 industry. And as I said just now, you saw from the summary note, we are not talking about ABC, but D, E, F, G, M. Yeah, that's his I seen. Okay, so D, E, F, G, M. And then when we talk about competitor, we have DIF. All right, so I will go straight into item 4 and 5 so that I can speed up because I am a bit behind schedule. Let me try to go to the part about here. Okay, maybe I try to do this again in case last week you have forgot what I said. So in your upcoming future business plan, after you have conducted the Burns, the analysis about the 5 forces model, the Burns stand for B, buyer. Yeah. Okay. E, existing firm. R, replacement, substitute. N, new entrance, and then S, supplier, okay, B, E, replacement, substitute, R, N, and S, okay. So after you conduct the 5 forces model B, R, and S, so the outcome will be something like this. If the bargaining power of the buyer very high, they control you. Bargaining power of supplier is quite high, just for example. And then there will be a lot of competition. And then new competitor can join in anytime. Customer, they have so many different choices, whether similar or identical product. So under that situation, the suggestion is, sorry, this industry no good, quit. All right, don't go ahead with your product idea because you are in a very disadvantaged position. On the other hand, if after your analysis you find out that, wow, as far as the buyer concerned, they do not have much choices. Their replacement is not much, very low replacement. And that's why you are only a monopoly, okay, monopolistic situation, 差唔多壟斷晒, and then good bargaining power buyer is very low. And then maybe medium term about the new entrants can join in, but not very easy, not very difficult. Existing competition also not much. And there are a lot of raw material I can choose from. I don't need to base on 1-2 single supplier, something like this, all right? Under that situation, yes, very good. I can control the buyer, and then the supplier always rely on me, and not much competition, very low competition, not much new joiner, and then consumer, they don't have many choices, good, and then we should go ahead, something like this. Okay, so this is the purpose of doing the 5 forces model, which helps you to decide, should I go ahead or should I quit? Hey, this industry don't belong to me, they are no good. All right, something like this. So I just help you to recall the burns. All right. Okay, now comes to the 5 industry, which I have just repeat twice, talking about, hold on, talking about DEFGM. First one, all right, E. Okay, so we are talking about D, E, F, G, M. Okay, so when you analyze the industry, and then there are 5 types. One is called an emerging industry. Okay, so as the emerging industry, it is a new one in Hong Kong, in a country they don't have it before, and good, you are 頭啖湯, you enjoy the first mover advantage. Hold on here. Okay, the first mover advantage, 頭啖湯, you are the pioneer, and then this is good. You can earn big money because it's not yet developed, yet to be developed, and then you are the one to start this, and then yes, you can earn the first bucket of gold. This is emerging industry, E. And D, E, where am I? Okay, hold on. D, D, E, F, G, M, right? So somehow when you analyze the industry, you found that, okay, the industry is very fragmented. Fragmented means dispersed, okay, spread around. There is no major operator. Okay, so everybody are small operator, as usual, as a startup yourself. All right, and then there are a large number of operator. Unlike supermarket, we are occupied by giant like a Park and Shop, Welcome. Just now, the presentation about Warby Parker, at one stage of time, they are occupied by giants, so they are not fragmented because one big company occupy 80% of market share, which is no good. However, when we have a lot of small numbers here, not large number, and then what you can do is you try to become a leader, by consolidating the different company together. And then you may still confuse, what does it mean? Just give you some example. You can go for a strategy, 一個策略, called geographical roll up. Okay, geographic roll up, what does it mean? Let's take a look. Let's say, for example, there are a lot of small operator. You are one of them. You start from Sha Tin, you live in City 1, and then I got a shop in Sha Tin, only one shop as a startup, as a small operator. And there are a lot of similar shop to your business all over the territories, 18區，區都有. And then what you should do is you try to become a leader by geographical roll up. Okay, so how does it work? As a leader by geographic roll up. So you start in Sha Tin, and then after you become successful, you might try to eaten up, 吞平 the shop in Yuen Long. You can also try to buy the existing shop in Kowloon City, on Hong Kong Island, Central and Western District, 中西區、九龍城, all over. And then you are getting bigger, bigger and bigger. You become an empire, right? 成為一個王國. And then this is called geographical roll up. You start from small here, and then you buy the one in Sha Tin, buy, and then something like that. And then you become a chain store because you already eaten up, you roll up, 將佢整合. Okay, so this is for fragmented industry. So D, E, F, G, M. Now we are go for M, mature. And then also once again, in case you are not quite familiar about the life cycle, let me try to draw something. As I said, each and every time I need to locate my mouse. Okay, I'm here now. Okay, talking about a product life cycle. This is the typical picture. What we call here is introductions, very small, and then you growth, and then after you 增長 growth, you become mature, go to the top, and suppose the life cycle 生老病死, and then it become declining. So this is the life cycle. So when you face a mature industry, it means that, yes, the industry already saturated, go to the peak already. And then you, as an entrepreneur, if you are bright enough, you have PICT, execution intelligence, etc. As an entrepreneur, you have recall, a very bright idea, creativity, and then you can 起死回生. Even though this is mature, but if you are bright, you can introduce some new product, which is here, because you have creativity, you have innovative idea, and then you can bring new idea into a mature industry. It means that when you reach the mature one, go to the top, 喺對之前再扯起多次 ，OK？ 你後生仔有能力嘅 ，G 套就冇啦 ，alright？ And then you try to go for another apex. Okay, so in case because you are bright, you are energetic, you are young, you can have some new idea before it goes down. Okay, 梅開2度，梅開3度 ，which is good. Okay, and then you try to go for a higher one. Alright, so if you are facing a mature industry, don't allow it to die, okay? And then keep on, with your flats, something like this. However, and if the situation is that, let me get back here. Okay, with the similar situation, and hold on, green pointer. All right. Now, similar picture, introduction, growth, mature. And in the previous PowerPoint slide, if you can try to, go up again after taking some rest. Okay, and then if it ups to decline industry, 冇得救啦，掉晒啦。And then, you just let it go. So under that situation, when you do your analysis, you say, hey, the industry not mature, but already going down. 搞唔掂，起唔到咧，算啦。OK， 食之時候煙瞓覺。OK， something like this. OK， and then if the industry is declining, nothing you can do. You can just shine away, rather than trying to go to another apex. Okay, if you feel tired and then go to sleep, 算也罷. All right, something like this. And then even though this is crazy example, but this is true. Okay, in reality. All right. And then it is declining industry. So we finished talking about the decline, E, emerging, F, fragmented, M, mature. Now final one, G. Okay, the global industry. If when you analyze, this is quite an international business, not only locally in Hong Kong, but Japan, Singapore, USA, Canada, blah, 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 blah. And then you are operating at MNC. MNC stands for multinational corporation or multi-national corporation, okay, 跨國企業, which is a global company. And then you go for international one. So under that situation, there are two concepts. You might not fully understand, but let me just give you a quick example in demonstrate what is meant by a multi-domestic or global, right? So when we talk about a multi-domestic, where's my pointer? Hold on. Here. And it based on country by country, while global strategies, everything the same. Okay, so I'm just repeating the word JTO. What does it mean? Okay, very simple. Once again, let me just give example for McDonald 金拱門. All right. So if I'm McDonald, if I'm the CEO, if I try to adopt the global approach, the global company same approach, it means that this is my standard menu. In my menu, I have Big Mac, which is beef. I have sausage McMuffin, which is pork, 有牛,有豬,有魚, fillet of fish. And I won't change my menu, no matter which country. So this is a global strategy. However, if I am quite caring, I go for the multi-domestic, which is country by country. Okay, I have standard menu about pork, fish, beef. But in some country, 回教國家唔食豬, and then in my menu, I will take away the sausage McMuffin, or 咪唔賣豬柳蛋漢堡咯. In some country, they consider the bull, the cow is God, some sort of idol. They worship cow. 有啲覺得牛係神聖嘅. And then of course they won't eat beef. And then I won't sell cheeseburger. I won't sell Big Mac, depending on the country. Right. So this is multi-domestic one. But I don't care whether you don't eat pork, you don't eat beef. This is my corporate image. I have Big Mac, I have sausage McMuffin, I have fillet of fish, something like this. So these are the strategies. Okay. So these are the DEFGM. All right. And then after the DEFGM, we now finish talking about the industry analysis. Where's my pointer? We finished that. We now move to the final section in chapter 5, which is competitor analysis. And just now I mentioned competitor analysis, we have DIF. Okay. All right. Before I move on, showing that once again, interaction time. DIF stand for what? Dude competitor, dude competitor, dude competitor. Simple, easy. Type the answer. DIF stand for competitor. What? Thank you. Which is good. Direct. Thank you a lot. E. And then I, indirect, and F, future. Okay. So in your upcoming business plan, you also try to analyze whether your industry, your product idea, you have direct competitor, indirect competitor, and future competitor. All right. So what you need to do is 知己知彼，百戰百勝. And when you analyze, after you have analyzed your industry, the next task is to find out whether we have different types of competitor, which is what we said just now, DIF. Okay. You also need to conduct a detailed analysis of what is surrounding you. Okay. 你唔能夠獨善其身. A lot of company surrounding you, they may have many different nature business, similar, indirect, or somebody new coming up. So the DIF stand for, which is good. Just now you have indicated to me. Thank you, Lord Yi. And then DIF. All right. And just now I have just covered. All right. McDonald's, Boss, Moss Burger, Burger King. They strictly sell burger. And KFC used to be here, but now McDonald's got more fried chicken. KFC got more burger, so they moved to here. And in future, you never know. All right. And then if you travel to Australia before, a few years ago, I bring some student to Australia for a study tour. 帶遊學團去澳洲。澳洲 they got a burger shop also called Jack in the Box, which is also cheap one. They are not talking about the burger cost 120 Hong Kong dollar, not that expensive. Okay. They are also talking about $25 something. All right. So I think if they want to enter into Hong Kong market, and then this will be the future competitor, some burger shop, they are operating well in their own country, and they can come to Hong Kong to try to get the market share. And Hong Kong people also like to try new things. You never know. In any industry, there may be some potential competitor, but it really depending on whether you have barriers of entries or something like this. Okay. Now, this is what I said: direct, indirect, direct one, selling same, identical, or similar. And then talking about the indirect one, they are selling something a little bit called similar, or something that can be substitute. You don't eat burger, you can eat 米線淡仔, okay, and also some snack food, okay. Even submarine, they are selling sandwiches, 唔係 burger， 不過都同一類型啦，賣三文治啦， so they are substitute replacement. And then for the future competitor, DIF. In the future, whether something, let me change the color, okay, because they got the pink one here. Whether they are selling the same thing or similar thing, direct or indirect, if they are not yet in Hong Kong, but they may appear anytime. Okay, so something like this. So this are DIF. Okay, and then if you always watch the American movie, of course, in the American movie, they have a CIA. Hold on, where's my pointer? Okay, hold on. I cannot locate my pointer. Where is it? CIA. Okay, CIA CIA in America 叫做 Central Intelligence Agency 中央情報局。We also have CAI, but not CIA. Okay, CI called Competitor Analysis Intelligence. 中央情報局 Central 中央 Intelligence Agency, but our CI is Competitive Intelligence. Intelligence is 情報. Okay, so as I said, you need to understand your competitor 知己知彼，百戰百勝 SWOT analysis. Okay, find out people's strengths are your weakness, people's weaknesses are your strength. So you try to go and find out what your competitor doing. So there are lots of things. For example, depending on the nature. Okay, so you can attend their trade conferences, try to get the leaflet, the catalog of what they are doing. So you can here, attend conference, and for some toy, for some even smartphone, and then you can also, where is my pointer? You can also buy their product. Let's say, for example, if you are Xiaomi, if you are HTC, Samsung, China, all right, Korea, China, Samsung, Taiwan, okay, and then also Samsung. And then you want to know what Apple product are doing. So you may even buy their smartphone and go to your laboratory, try to dismantle, 拆咗個機, and try to find out what are the inside, etc. So you want to know their technology, something like this. And apart from attending their trade show, their conferences, talking about the introduction of their product, you buy their product to see what is inside, you visit their website, etc., etc. So all these, go to Google search, all right, look at the magazine, and then even talk to their customer, go to observe their shop, to see how consumer, their spending pattern. So all these can help you do a better job. So all these are the sources of information, right? Okay, and after you collect through different channels of what your competitor are doing, and then you go back to your office and try to complete a matrix, okay, analysis grid. Hold on. Where am I? I apologize. Really, I myself sick of this too. Okay, 我自己都眼冤. Okay, so you complete a matrix. Try to compare the different features of your competitor. You conduct a competitive analysis to find out what you are good at, the strength and weaknesses, SWOT analysis. All right. Okay, so this is the example. Talking about chocolate bar, but let me just on the spot show some example. All right, now if you are the president, the principal of UOW College Hong Kong, okay, give me a few seconds. 嗱，可能好核突，笑話。Okay, okay. First of all, once again, I need your participation. So if you are UOW College Hong Kong, who are your competitor in particular, direct competitor? Go ahead, tell me. Say something, write something. Anybody can help me? As a UOW College Hong Kong, who will be your competitor? Talking about associate degree, okay, space or even a top-up degree. I need to get my pointer first. I have a pointer in Hong Kong U Space. What else? And then yes, HKCC, PolyU, and then BU, CIE, and smaller one maybe LingU, etc., etc. Speed. Okay, so yes, PolyU. When we talk about associate degree, yeah, Ivy, true, all right. Something like indirect, direct, depending on how you classify. And for example, if we are talking about associate degree, and then we are talking about HKCC, if we are talking about top-up degree that you are studying now, you might compare with speed, something like this. And then somehow Ivy, what Jasper suggests, sometimes they may be something like indirect. Nature-wise, they mainly offer certificate, diploma, so somehow you can classify as indirect. All right. So when you do your competitor competitive intelligence, you compare your uh, competition, the competitor. Okay, so you go and look at their booklet, go to the website. When you are UOW College Hong Kong, you try to find out how much their school fee, compare their location, compare their subject, the degree offer, whether Japanese studies, okay, compare their teacher, whether we have Go Kiu Tai, we have Julian, we have Toby, we are good, and then compare their facilities, all right? So all these are the things that you need to compare to find out, are you better than all other competitor or you are worse than them? So you need to understand others in order to make yourself better. 知己知彼，百戰百勝 something like this, okay? So this is something about the competitor analysis, something like this, all right? Oh, okay. Yes, we more or less complete chapter 5. And other 5 minutes break because I need to get ready chapter 6, and then I will also prepare the QR code for you to take the attendance for the last hour, and then we'll come back 5 minutes later to finish my boring lecture for this class for the remaining 45 minutes. Okay, so break time now, and during the break I will try to get ready the QR code together with the new lecture notes. Okay, hold on, let me try to get it done. Hold on. C622. Okay, break time, and here is the QR code for the, oops, sorry, wrong one. Okay, a password, which is the CRN, type it twice. Okay, so yes, go to check the attendance, and then 5 minutes break. I will be away as well for 1 minute because I need to go to the toilet. Okay. Okay, thank you for telling me you have completed the attendance taking. Thank you so much. Thank you for the response. Now, as usual, the typical pattern, I will now start chapter 6. Before starting chapter 6, just give you a pre-lecture briefing and also an overall view. You might not be able to see very clearly, but just concept-wise, let me repeat what I have done in the first half of the semester. This is week 7, exactly halfway through. All right. So in chapter 1, we talk about FBI. Chapter 1 talk about PICT. Chapter 2 talk about SECC. People also make use of RECORD, the PICT. And then chapter 2, we are talking about recognizing opportunity, generating idea. We have so much idea, we try to screen out, and that's why we have chapter 3, talking about the feasibility analysis, talking about the pit-off. And then we have chapter 4, developing a business model. We have chapter 5, chapter 3 plus 5. All right, so this is what we have covered, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we are in here, chapter 6, which if we finish chapter 6, you should be able to conduct your business plan. So the business plan accounts for 40% of the assessment, 40%. And that's why you can see from here, oh, whatever I learned in particular, chapter 3, in particular, chapter 5, and also part of chapter 4 will be something very important. In order to write a business plan, you need to incorporate the concept you have learned in particular 3, 4, and 5. And end of this class or early next class, I will show you what are the expectation requirement that you need to complete almost half, 40% of the business plan. JTO is always here to help you. JTO try to provide a good guideline so everybody do a good job. Nobody will expect to fail anybody. Okay, so I want everybody, yes, at least to have the safety net, 安全網, everybody pass. And then of course, if you hardworking, you put passion, and then you will got a good grade. All right, so this is a typical learning pattern. And now what I want to say is we finished chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we are in chapter 6. As far as chapter 6 is concerned, people presenting next week, they are good. Today we have 4 big handsome gentlemen. Next week we have 5 pretty ladies. Okay, 今日有4大猛男，下個禮拜就有5大美女。Okay, and then they will present chapter 6, but content-wise, chapter 6 they didn't use too much concept because chapter 6 is just some basic information. Rather than only on chapter 6, you will hear the presentation next week. They make use of something they learned before. Not only in entrepreneurship, but some other subject, you never know. And then, of course, in particular, the previous subjects, previous chapters. All right, so we will do that, the presentation next week. But as far as my lecture is concerned, I will give you more guideline on your 40% project, the business plan. What should be the style? What should be the content? What should be written? And that's why I said they are all important, even though they are boring. But sorry to say that you need that kind of information. All right. So this is what we have gone through in the first half of the semester. And after all these, we will come back with smaller topic, talking about money, talking about legal, etc., etc. And I said that I also don't rule out the possibility of, ignoring some of the chapter because I don't want to burden you. But 1 to 6 are must. And talking about chapter 7 to chapter 7 to chapter 14, I may try to tailor make, okay, as what the financial secretary, 波叔話齋，我要睇餸食飯 okay, simply because, you know, I just want make your life easier, passion for the teaching, make students' life easy. This is Jayto's, you know, philosophy, okay? So this is the pre-lecture briefing about the overall concept, okay? So this is the overall concept, all right? Let me try to erase that. Hold on. And okay, just now you saw the overall picture, and then here I make it bigger so that you can see what is happening, talking about what we have learned so far. And as I said, the important part will be chapter 3, feasibility analysis here, chapter 3, okay? And we have presentation just now talking about the PESTEL. Also, actually, just now the Warby Parker presentation is about competitor, Luxottica versus Warby Parker, all right? And we also talk about the product, you know, take the prototype, you know, the embrace infant warmer to the Indian family to test the product, whether it works or not, etc., etc., okay? And then now we're in chapter 6, writing a business plan, okay? And now, as far as chapter 6 is concerned about the business plan, once again, let me show you the summary notes, which will give you a better picture. Here is the summary notes. Yes, if you didn't see if you cannot see the PDF, let me know. Okay, so in the next 40 minutes, I will be covering how to write a business plan. There will be a total of 13 items. And later on, I will show you compare to make your life easy. Suppose a business plan contains 13 items, but in your upcoming written report, I try to delete some of the items so that you can have an easier job rather than a full report. I will brief you about that, you know, hopefully within this class, if not, maybe next week. But before going into the structure, the outline, let me show you some basic information, a concept. When writing a business plan, what you need to know, okay? So in chapter 6, we'll cover what, why, who, how, all right? So typical pattern, we start with definition. What is a business plan? Why they are useful? And then who will read this? Okay, why, what, and who. So everything is internal, external, internal, external, internal, external. Okay, it will be about 8 PowerPoint slides for that. And now, when writing up, you must bear in mind that 你寫個 business plan 嘅時候，要有一個概念，跟傳統，要精準，夠創意，不浮誇。Okay, so when writing up a business plan, as far as the structure, okay, the item, the heading, item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the structure, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, they must be, you know, standard one, following the conventional, the traditional structure. But you may say, Jayto, you tell me that we should have recall, creativity, innovative idea. True. I will explain later on in the next 20 minutes why. As far as the structure is concerned, the heading, you must follow the tradition, the convention, because if you submit a 100-page business plan to Li Ka-shing, the business tycoon, and each day he got thousands of documents to read, he won't spend time 1 hour, 2 hours to read your you know, report fully, and that's why they will pick some of the topic to read. And then 羅馬識途, they know where to flip your report to try to select the chapter they read. And if you make everything mess up and they say, hey, come on, your 50 pages report, rubbish, they will just throw it away, okay? Because he doesn't have time to read all the 100 pages. And that's why if you follow the convention structure, traditional structure, they can easily flip to a certain page. If they go to a certain page, because they can easily locate. And in the content, they, wow, interesting, 夠創意. And you show them the impression that the information contained in your business plan is very accurate, very precise. 傳統要跟足嘅，因為佢會抄佢想睇嘅嘢。But inside the content，佢想睇嘅內容咧就一定要夠創意。Okay, must be creative, and also don't give the impression that you are a liar. 冇啲嘢咧作到鬼馬六。And then obviously you are telling lie, okay, something like this. And of course, be pragmatic, 唔好浮誇, don't exaggerate, because they know that I read the report because I want to invest, I want to earn money, I want to invest in the company. But if you give me the impression that you are bullshitting, you are exaggerating, okay, 煲有咁大煲咁大，吹水唔抹嘴, and then I throw away, rubbish. This is very bad business plan. Okay, that's why when writing up something in future or now this is a practice, you follow the traditional structure, but inside the content it must be attractive, really catch the eyeball of the investor. 係會好吸眼睛吸睛嘅，哇，好得意喎 ，OK 喎 ，and then they read on, and eventually, they may be willing to invest in your product because you are young, you got creative idea, but you have no money, not enough money, no money, okay, because you're a rich man, you might not have sufficient money to run the whole business, so you need investor, something like this, okay, so yes. You need to bear this in mind as far as the overall concept about a business plan is concerned. You will hear what, why, who, and then they are internal, external, etc. Okay. All right. So that is the pre-lecture briefing. Now, let me go into the detailed content. Let me get my file first. Okay, and I suppose you are now seeing the PowerPoint slide with the front page, cover page, talking about writing a business plan. All right, if you cannot see it, let me know. Okay, so I will go over a little bit fast because this is not a theory, this is not a concept, but just let you know what should be in mind when writing up a business plan. All right, so just some side information rather than you need to apply this concept. Okay, so writing up a business plan, we have several items to cover, which, as I said before, we cover why we need to prepare that, and then internal, external. Second one, okay, the first one is, oops, hold on. Okay, the first one is why we need that, because it is good for internal and external staff. Internal, external staff is who. And also we have a guideline. The guideline is 跟傳統夠精準不浮誇要準確. Okay, so this is the introductions about what, how, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then there are 13 headings, 13 structure, but I will show you in your business plan. I want to make your life easier. I will reduce the number of heading from 13 to 8 only. All right, 8 items, so that you can make an easier report rather than all the 13 items. And at the last part, after all this written one, so you may need to go to a competition or go to the company to present your product idea to the potential investor. So presentation wise, what you need to understand or what you need to prepare. So we will talk about that, so that by the end of this chapter, you should be able to write a business plan and also make yourself professional to present the idea. Okay, and then later on you will see that why in this course, when you do your presentation, I comment on your PowerPoint slide, comment on your presentation skills, ask you to use animation, ask you to use a pointer, ask you to use a pen. So I hope this will make your presentation more professional. And then the investor will think, this is very good. I am happy to invest in your company or to loan you the money, something like this. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we will cover why, who, how, what, and way to present. And then now let's start the definition. Okay, so as far as a business plan is concerned, it means that this is a narrative. Narrative is some sort of description, 係一個描述. Okay, you write some detail, a narrative, a document, and talking about, yes, my idea is good. What you want to do, what to accomplish. 你想做啲乜嘢? I am losing my pointer. Where is it? Here. What to accomplish, how to accomplish. Okay, 我有個 idea, 我個 idea 點做, and then you describe. And for the business plan, there are two purposes. Do is two, as I said, inside, outside. Who are the reader? Insider, outsider, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's take a look. The first reason for writing a business plan is internally. You force yourself, okay, to make yourself, whether one person or a founding team, force you to reconsider, intensely study. All right. Sometimes, when you do your research, you collect the information. When you sit down, you really need to think, is it worthwhile? When you do your feasibility analysis. So when writing up the business plan, it will inspire you, 令你反思 whether your idea is good or not. Should I move on with my idea or not? So this is the purpose. When writing, it triggers you to think all over again. 會 trigger 你，觸動你，自係諗下究竟我啲嘢做得啱唔啱 ，alright? So it forces you, or it somehow leads you to think about what you should do. So this is you internally. And for the business plan, apart from internally, we are also talking about external. Of course, external pointer, where am I? Externally, including the potential investor, even including your company employee. And this is a selling document, all right? Just like when you apply for a degree, your study, sometimes you may need to provide a personal statement. When you apply for a job in future, some company might ask you to write a 400, 500 word self-description, sent to them, all right? That kind of personal statement is a selling document. The employee, your potential employee, asks you to write a short statement about yourself for different reasons. Number one, to test your language ability, to see whether you have a lot of grammatical mistake in your content, to see whether you have a good systematic presentation way to express your idea, to describe yourself. And also from the content, they try to understand your personality. You try to persuade the selling document how good you are, your strength and weaknesses, all right? And that's why this is a selling document. the same as business plan. You got a good idea, you sell to the investor, saying that, hey, invest in my company. So they will see whether you can present in a good way to give confidence that 我唔會投資錯嘅，因為你個 idea 真係好好 ，something like this. Okay, reader-wise, internally, they both good for at the bottom part talking about management, and then rank and file employee. So it means that 高層、基層 okay, and somehow you may say, rank and file, what is the term about? Let me just sidetrack a little bit. I'll give you an example, okay, and give me a few seconds. Let me retrieve the file. Newspaper clipping, chapter 6. Okay, I just demonstrate some example to you about the terminology called rank and file. Okay, all right. In future, whether you want to work for discipline, okay, if you are degree holder, when you join fire services, POPO, CSR, CSD, 懲教署, okay, so they have 2 grade, 所謂中高層、低層, all right. So when you are a degree holder, which is you can apply for officer. Of course, the starting salary is higher than the junior staff, all right? And then you are officer grade, so-called 中層管理層 management grade, which require the basic qualification is a degree holder. However, if you think I'm not good enough, and then you are not applying for officer, 唔係主任級, and then you may apply for something like assistant. So as assistant, you can see from the term here, and then you yourself will be called 基層, okay, and then this is rank and file with a lower salary. Of course, even the qualifications will be DSE, all right, not degree holder, A level, something like this, DSE. You apply for the basic level 1, okay, for example, 入境處入境助理, you are in the rank and file 1, all right. However, if you are degree holder, all right, you are degree holder and you can apply for officer grade. So this is what I want to express to you, which is, let me get back the file. Hold on. Here. Okay, I presume you see the PowerPoint slide now. Okay, so 2 different grade. A little bit senior grade, which is the management grade, and the front line 一般員工靚仔散仔 is the rank and file. Okay, so let's move on. And apart from internal staff, you go for external. So for external, hold on. Okay, for external, there can be many different parties. Obviously, we call it the business terms a stakeholder. Stakeholder is 持份者、利益關係人. So, 持份者, right? And then it can include shareholder, which is the investor, and then customer. So somehow affected by your company, whether the other party, the external one, they are customer, they are employee, they are supplier, etc., etc. They also try to read your business plan to see how your company operate. And then, of course, where am I here? Chapter 3. In your business plan, you apply what you have learned about the feasibility analysis. Chapter 4, talking about the business model. Chapter 5, earlier part of the lecture, the competitive analysis, and also industry, also chapter 5. All right, so your business plan must include something from chapter 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Oh, now we go to the part talking about your business plan must be 跟傳統，要精準，不浮誇，夠創意。Now, let me explain. As I said here, in your business plan, you must follow the traditional structure, conventional structure, because in your 20, 30, 40 pages, and then you must follow the flow, the pattern. As I said, each day, Li Ka-shing may receive, or every week, they may receive a lot of unsolicited incoming proposal. 好多毛遂自薦，饅頭烏蠅 they write to them to give them proposal. Hopefully, just buying Mark 6, 希望中六合彩，李嘉誠垂青睇中呢份嘢。And that's why he may read a lot of different proposals. And then you must follow the conventional structure so that when they get your proposal in hand, they know how to choose the right page to read as a very preliminary screening. And if you are very, very messy in the whole structure, they will say, hey, 垃圾，即刻抌咗佢。They don't care because you are asking him for money. He is not asking you for money. Okay, the other way around. And that's why if you follow tradition, he know how to pick the right section to read. And that's why in that situation, you do not, at this moment, do not make use of creativity. It will be a mistake as far as the flow, the structure is concerned. But after following a traditional structure, your content must be creative, okay? And in the market, there will be a lot of templates, all right, showing what should be a business plan, the structure, what should it be about, okay? So there are a lot of software. And then, yes, you can make use of that, but don't try to 100% copycat. Avoid a bilateral plans, okay, the standard plan. This is a mistake, right? And then let me sidetrack a little bit, give you an example, even though it doesn't apply to you, or it applied to you 2 years ago, 1 year ago, all right? For people, if you are studying associate degree before, of course, while studying associate degree, hold on. While studying associate degree, of course, you want to apply a UGC funded program. Hong Kong U, UST, CTU, etc. For example, okay, UST and CTU. And just now I mentioned, you may need to submit a personal statement. So as far as the personal statement is concerned, or in future, when you apply for a job, they ask you to submit a CV, a resume. And then some people are so careless, 係大頭蝦到咧, you forgot to change the company name, forgot to change the post title. You use a standard application letter, all right? And then referring to the JobsDB, I would like to apply for a financial analyst. I want to apply for a narrator, a Japanese tourist guide, something like this, okay? But when you apply for HSBC as a customer relationship manager, finance analyst, and then you forgot to change, that is Standard Chartered Bank, okay, Standard Chartered Bank or Hang Seng Bank. And then while they are asking, recruiting relationship manager, some are recruiting accountant, and then you forgot to change the post title. So this is stupid. So 唔好一雞十尾啊，唔該你哋 okay? In future, look for job. Each and every application letter, don't just copy something from the internet. Make sure you change the company name, post title, etc., etc. all right? For the covering letter, of course, the CV will be quite the same, all right? And even somehow for CV, you can try to tailor make. Don't use a standard one. If you are looking for job, which is talking about Japanese culture, you may say I'm very cultural sensitive. And when you apply for a CFA, okay, or a financial analyst, a business analyst, you might in your CV describe yourself as I am a very number sensitive. I am very interested in figures. Okay, so you try to tailor make to find out what are the job, what kind of quality they need. You try to tailor make. So the message I want to bring here is also for your business plan, and don't just use people's standard template. You need to tailor make, to fit your product. Okay. And just now I said you follow the traditional convention, but inside the content, you must make it creative. You must make your content interesting so that Li Ka-shing, wow, interesting. And then when they read, they keep on saying, wow, wow, wow. And it's good. It means that you have got a good written report, not written report, got a good business plan. And then they have a high anticipation, 好期待繼續讀落去. So if your content are so attractive, and then where is my pointer? 哎呀，黐鬼線啊，唔見咗。哎，係啊。And then you should have some sort of excitement and anticipations. Okay, so structure must follow tradition. Content must be creative so that you can create excitement to the reader, create expectation, anticipation to your reader. Okay, and yes, and also don't bullshit. Your content must be accurate. 要夠精準，唔好浮誇。My product, I've conducted BIS, buying intention survey, and then I interview 100 person. 你吹到就話 I interview 100 person， and then 其實咧你只係同你媽傾個偈一個人嘅啫，你問你阿媽意見。And then you exaggerate, you interview 100 person, and then those the sophisticated investor 嗰啲老馬識途一睇就知道你係人係鬼，一眼就睇得出㗎啦。Okay, so that's why the content you must accurate and also creative. All right, and also as far as the style is concerned, you write a business plan. You want people to invest in your company. So your business plan must be pragmatic, 要好實際. And then if you try to make it fancy, 好浮誇, all right? And then people might, even though you might feel, I respect the investor, and then I make it very fancy. I thought I will do a good job. I have done a good job. But from the investor point of view, hold on. 哎呀，黐線 ，OK, where's my pointer? 我又揾唔翻啦。Alright, okay. If you try to make a very luxury business plan, 你好華麗，整到你份 proposal 咧，用好多錢落去 ，and then the investor might think, come on, you are now asking me for the money, and then if you spend so much money on something not necessary. 我點有信心啊？你整份 proposal 整到咁浮誇，嘥咁多錢，你第日會唔會將我啲錢亂咁用㗎？ And then they will give a wrong impression to the investor, saying that you spend some money on something unnecessary, which is no good. And that's why you just make it neat, tidy, but don't give the impression that you are unable to earn money, but you have spent a lot of money. 錢又唔識賺啊，淨係識使錢咧 ，no good. Okay, something like this. Okay. Now, as far as business plan is concerned, summary, full business plan, operational plan. Let me just use this PowerPoint slide to show you. The basic concept is that I'm talking about the extent of the detail. Okay, so summary plan, it is what I expect you to do. Not 千字文、萬字文, okay, about 10 to 15 pages. And then for longer one, which is full business plan, which is 25 to 30, and operational plan 100. But what I require you is the first one here. Simply because this is the first proposal. You try to test the water, 試水溫, and to see whether investor feel interest. So you don't need to write a 100-page business plan. Even though you write that, they won't care to read this because at the beginning, well, 你個 idea 唔得，我99頁我唔睇啦，我睇1頁嘅咋。Okay, I read only 1 page, and that's why no need to spend too much effort yet. And you just a brief summary to test water. So if the investor, wow, interesting, excitement, anticipation, they will call you, hey, I got your preliminary proposal. It seems quite good. Maybe you can provide me a little bit more information. 然後咧先過第2關 and try to give a little bit more about the blueprint. 你成個構思要喎 no need to go into detail. And after they decided to sponsor you to invest in your company, and then they will ask you for a detailed proposal, a full operational plan. 請幾多人，幾點開鋪，個鋪喺邊，買咩設施 they will ask you for all the details. Okay, something like this. All right. So these are the general idea. Let me go through 2 more PowerPoint slides and then give you a brief idea about business plan. I will let you go. All right. And then you must bear in mind that before you write your business plan. Let me get a pen first. Okay, chapter 6, business plan. Before you are able to write something, of course, you have gone through a long process from chapter 1 to chapter 6. You go through Pitoff. You go through Pesto. You go through Pesto, business trend, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, especially 3, 4, 5. So during this process, it might be 1 month, 2 months, even half a year. So at the time of writing your business plan, there may be some changes, some new insight pop up. 半年間、3個月間，好多嘢會改變 ，and you must be psychologically prepared， 一定要有心理準備。All right, what you have done 3 months ago, which things may have changed. All right, some new idea may pop up when you start writing, but you don't say, "Hey, come on, everything I've done in the past become rubbish, vanish, okay, no use." Not that way, but you must be psychologically prepared for all this when writing up, which you try to reflect what you have done in the previous chapters. It means in the previous week. In reality, you go to do day in the life research, you go to the kindergarten, you go to elderly home to observe, etc. And then, yes, some idea will change, okay, some situation may change, but you need to psychologically prepare. 就唔好覺得，哎呀，有冇搞錯啊？又轉晒。Yes, this is the reality, okay? Okay, now let me spend the last 4 minutes in something else. Okay, hold on. Let me try to get the stuff, and let me get it first. Okay, hold on. Lecture summary. Give me a few seconds. Hold on. I lose my PowerPoint slide. I'm now retrieving something. Okay, give me lecture summary. Oops, how come? Sorry, I'm now checking something, but I cannot locate that. I need to dig out what is it. See whether, okay, hold on. Yes, all right. Now, let me share with you. And my suggestion is that don't overestimate your ability. Don't underestimate the difficulty of project. Start your preparation about the business plan, which is 40%. So from your daily life, you should start thinking what you should do. If you ask me the requirement, all right, 如果要浮誇嘅, I can say that you must have an innovative idea. You use your creativity to make up a product which never appear in this planet. 最理想，你係揾一個咧係全宇宙都未出現過嘅產品。But you say, come on, Jato, you are crazy. Yes, Jato is crazy. 我有咁醒啊，我讀咗 Oxford，我讀咗 Cambridge 啦。Yes, this is true. If you cannot think of something that it never appear in the whole planet, at least something never appear in Hong Kong. OK， 唔好有啲已經喺香港出現咗嘅產品。It must never appear in Hong Kong. It may be undergoing research in foreign country and you try to import into Hong Kong. Okay, so long as it never appeared in Hong Kong, but you are not a copycat. When something is undergoing research in overseas, you try to import in Hong Kong, you need to add in more feature, use or innovative idea. So point number one, in the assessment form, your business plan, out of 100%, 20% go for creativity. And I suggest you to get my approval before you go ahead to write something. Otherwise, if you have spent a lot of time write something, but your product idea already in Hong Kong, and then, sorry, you lose that 20 mark for the creativity because this is not creative at all, already in Hong Kong. After, after you ensure your product is workable, writable, you can write something on this, good, and then you start doing the preparation. As far as the content is concerned, you can see from here, this is what I expect from you, which you have learned most of them before. Pesto, business trend. If we cover the business presentation, embrace informa, desirability, demand, concept test, BIS, face-to-face, GIL, prototype. Last week, this week, Burns, DIF, and marketing-wise, STP, 4P. So these are the important components in your business plan, all right? And then you should have learned all this from chapter 3 to chapter 5. And also, you can see from here, I highlight executive summary. So next week, I will show you the business plan got 13 items, but in your business plan, I expect you to have 8 items only, all right, rather than the 13 items to make your life easier. Also, you start with executive summary. That's what I said just now. For executive summary, Li Ka-shing, other rich people, when they receive your 15 pages proposal, they will immediately flip to the page about executive summary. 佢睇一個 summary， 呢個 summary 係一個starting selling point。sell 你樣嘢好唔好 ，and then I will give you more information what you should write in the exec summary。如果 idea 好，佢繼續睇 ；idea 唔好，將佢擺落碎紙機㗎啦。OK，and that's why this is the concept that when you write the business plan and the assessment, creativity 20%, exec summary 10%, the remaining 50% on the content. If you didn't write the right content，就算 idea 幾好 ，sorry， 你都係得30分、40分。That's why I keep on emphasizing chapter 3, 4, and 5. Pesto, Burns, DIF, CT, BIS, face-to-face, GIL are important. In case you don't understand the concept, I am always here to help you. I'm not here to hurt you. All right. 好，完。今日係咁多。That's all for today. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for the critique group. I can stay here for another few minutes. You can ask me questions in Cantonese, in English. Type in the chat room. Okay, officially finished at this end of the class. Okay，廣東話開始認真，每日身邊發生啲乜嘢，係有個問題喎。我有問題，其他同學都可能有呢個問題。等我諗一個產品去解決呢個問題 ，internally, externally stimulated, and then get my approval， 然後可以 consult 我或者攞 approval。咁個產品得之後就 go ahead and start writing or start studying， 就開始溫呢啲 concept， 然後睇 apply。In the process of writing your report， 喺寫嘅過程當中，我可以隨時幫忙。但係 but don't just send me your draft. Hey, this is my draft. J-Toe comment. 我唔會同你睇等於你 presentation PowerPoint， 我唔會同你逐個字執but I can answer any question you may have。所以唔好嘥氣以為自己做咗啦 ，send 俾我睇一次，我實睇㗎。不過咧就喺收功課之後，然後我俾個 grade。In the process。If you encounter difficulties, you can ask me question。喺籌備當中有問題，即管問，不過唔好 send 個 draft 叫我 comment 你個 draft。I need you to explain verbally, face-to-face consultation, rather than reading your semi output 半製成品、製成品。I will read it in detail after you formally submit to me。OK， 好啦，係咁多。Thank you and have a nice evening, everybody. 有問題留低問，冇可以離開。Thank you。有嘢就可以開咪問下，或者 type in the chat room. It's up to you。Okay, yes. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you, Jing. Yes. Have a nice evening to you. Bye-bye. Okay, nobody ask question. In that case, I will quit now. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.